Alright, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be kind of one of those discussion and kind of just like overall like just talking type videos. There's not going to be too much on screen. I'll throw some gameplay in the background, but if you guys want to tab out and listen to me talk, I'm going to be kind of talking about Apex Legends so far for Season 13. The rank changes and kind of the problems with the game right now with all the rank changes. Mainly the rank changes and issues that kind of stem from that and that are kind of affecting the rest of the game. Just kind of talking about that type of stuff. So if you guys like these Apex Legends, more like discussion and kind of those type of videos, I'll be sure to do more of these in the future if these videos do really well. And also thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure when you guys will be seeing this, but we actually hit 1,000 subscribers earlier this week, I think on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So thank you guys so much. I can't thank you guys enough. Got some special plans in the future for that as well, so probably I'll let you guys know here in like the next week or so. So that being said, let's get right into this. If you guys don't know what they did, they actually changed ranked now pretty much for the season. If you guys happen to not be playing for Apex Legends Season 13 or just happen to be living under a rock, but first split of Season 13 is on Stormpoint. They made an entire overhaul to ranked now to where pretty much like your kills, they have diminishing returns after a certain amount, but they don't like overall, like they don't stop actually getting you points. You can get as many kills in a game as you want, but it's mainly based off of like placing really high in a game, especially like top 5 or top 3 to actually get points, and then actually getting kills as well to actually getting points. Unlike last season, they actually kind of changed it to where it's really difficult to rank up this season. It really is. They changed the tiering, so now every tier has extra cost. Gold, you're spending like 30, I think it's like 39 up to 45, up to gold 1, I think it is, per entry cost. Platinum's like around 50, up to like 55 or something. It's crazy just to get into one game. You got to get at least, I think, like 2 to 3 kills per game, and your team has to also have some as well to actually make positive gains and actually at least play at least the top 5, I think, to actually make some positive gains when you start getting around those tiers, which is really difficult. The lobbies right now are just absolutely fucking sweaty, and I think that it's the real problem right now too. Keep in mind, like, this is mainly for solo queue. Like, I'm mainly going to be talking about solo queue for this. Trios is probably the best it's ever been. If you guys like playing with trios and you guys like playing with your friends and 3-stacking and ranked, it is probably the best it's ever been and the most competitive it's ever been. I really do enjoy going into ranked, especially with some friends or some people that actually are really solid at the game. I wouldn't say I'm really like cracked at the game, but I'm above average and I am pretty damn good at the game. I have days that are better than others, as we all do. Some days I'll go on and I'll shred and absolutely be on fire, and some days I can't land a shot to save my life, but it's kind of one of those type of players. I know last season I placed at like mid-tier platinum, so I don't know. I doubt I'll get to platinum this season. I can barely stay in gold this season, but pretty much what it is, like it's mainly the new rank changes I think are mainly for trios. The real problem boils down to if you have to have like random people in your party. Duos and solos mainly. Solos right now for Apex Legends ranked for Season 13 is the worst it's ever been. And it is fucking god-awful. It really is. I don't know how many times I go into ranked, I'll have people just troll. Like, I think the real problem is, too, they need to start banning the people that go into ranked actually just to troll and not really care. Because it seems like every other ranked game that I play solos, I got at least 1, even 2 people on my team that'll just land by themselves or just take a 1v3 fight by themselves and just pretty much throw the entire game. Those type of people that just go into ranked just to troll or throw games or not take it seriously, they need to be banned from ranked. I think if they want to make ranked really competitive and they want to make it actual competitive and have people take it seriously, those people should not be allowed to play. That's one thing that's really ruined solo queues right now for ranked as well. And overall, it's just not fun. Like, I think of what it really boils down to, like, I have not had this problem with Apex at all, and I've been playing since about mid-Season 8 at this point. I have not had a problem at all, even, like, with solo queues. Like, solo queue has always been pretty bad, But even then, like if you're solo queues, at least these past ranked seasons, you could kind of play as a solo, and even if your entire team dies, you can still do good if you try just by yourself, just by placing late game or trying to third party and get like 1 or 2 really kind of clutch kills, and then trying to place late game or something like that, and at least try to place and still get points that way, even though your team is a bunch of losers and they get their self kill within 30 seconds off drop or whatever it may be. Like the past seasons, you can't do that this season. It is impossible to do that this season. I think the only way you can actually get points is if you can somehow, as a solo versus a bunch of trios, which keep in mind, these lobbies are sweatier than ever. They are the sweatiest ranked lobbies I think I've ever had, and sweatiest players I've ever played against for any ranked season I've played so far in my entirety of playing this game. As a solo, try to make it at least top 3. I think that's the only way you can actually gain points, and that's if you get no kills or anything either. If you can happen to get 1 or 2 like really clutch kills or like even an assist or something, even off drop before your team dies or something, then you can get a little bit more points. But if you just want kills just by trying to make it to place, you got to make top 3. And with how sweaty it is, and especially a lot of the legends being played right now, you have Bloodhound and everything. A lot of the scan legends, it is really difficult to actually stick around that long because everybody's just going for kills and everybody's just playing sweaty as fuck. So I don't know really what the problem is. Like I feel like people as well too. Like normally it's actually fun to grind ranked. It really is. But like at least even for me, like the first time ever, I don't even want to play ranked, especially solos. Like the only time I do want to play ranked is even if I have a duo or like a trio. And even with a duo, like it's still not the greatest because you're being paired against 3 stacks, and then we have a random person on our team that's just garbage almost every single game. So it's automatically a 2v3 most times. Even solos, like why am I a solo queue player, but I'm being paired against entire teams of trios? Like why? I don't understand. The ranks are off this season. Like I'm in gold. Like I'm being paired against people that are in platinum. I was playing ranked last night and I was in a lobby of platinum players pretty much. I think there was maybe like a handful of gold players probably. And then the majority of the players were platinum and I was solo queuing. And most of them were probably 3 stacks with how sweaty they were playing. Like why am I a solo queue player and why am I being paired against a bunch of 3 stacks in ranked? It just doesn't make sense and it's just not fun. It is not fun going into ranked and then just shooting 1 shot at somebody and having their entire team just fucking dive on you in the span of like 10 seconds. It is not fun. And you get shot at by like in the back, in the side, and at the front by like 3 different people and you get instantly down in like 1 second. It's not fun. It is not fun. And then you have your random teammates, either one of them's on the other side of the map or one of them's just standing AFK and not paying attention, just standing there trying to camp out. And then they kill you, they loot everything from you, and then they find out that your teammate is close by and they go and kill him as well, or kill them as well, because they instead of fighting, they tried to hide, and then instead they didn't do anything. They were better off fighting and trying to win a 2v3 because they would have had a better chance of living then. Like that's the kind of shit we have going on right now. Like even from like the feedback of everybody else, like everybody else is not enjoying it right now. Like most people, even like the maps, like a lot of people don't like Storm Point for whatever reason. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite map is Kings Canyon. I love Kings Canyon and just how it plays. I like the fighting and I like the ability to just rotate around the map and always at least have the option to take a fight. Like Storm Point, a lot of people don't really like the map because it's really open and there's a lot of really weird choke points and it's kind of difficult to navigate the map and stuff at certain times depending on late game circles. Like, that's another problem too. We do have World's Edge for Split 2, but I think right now just rank needs some huge changes, especially for solo queue players. Like, solo queue is just god tier awful. Like I said, as for like a trio, if you're playing in a 3 stack, it's probably the best it's ever been. But like for solos, it's just god awful. I don't know what they're going to do to actually make it better for solo queue players. Maybe they can make it so you lose less points and it takes less entry cost and you lose less points as if you're solo queuing, and make it so you're actually only going against other solo queue players instead of other duos and 3 stacks as well as a solo queue player, because I don't think that's fair at all. It just feels like I can barely stay in gold this season too. Like I was playing in bronze. Bronze felt like gold when I was first starting to play at the start of the season. Like, the lobbies were so fucking sweaty. There would be like 8 teams in like the last 1 or 2 circles of the game, and last season that was pretty much unheard of. The lobbies would only last maybe like 10 minutes, and like the last circle you'd have maybe like 2 teams left, 2 maybe 3 teams left at like the second to last or last circle. At that point, most of the teams would die off in like the first 5 minutes of the game. If you were playing in bronze last season, this season it's the complete opposite. Like, I feel like I'm playing in gold or platinum, even and I'm in fucking bronze. Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy how sweaty it is right now, and I think it's mainly just the rank changes and how everything got reworked. Overall, like, mainly for solo queue, it's just not fun right now. Like, I'll still go on and I'll still try it. Like, all times when I pop off, like, I still do try to grind and try to enjoy it. But like, I just, the one thing is, like, normally, like last season and all the other seasons, like, I wouldn't be afraid to go on and just grind at all. Solo queuing, like, I go on. I know the solo queue would even be bad back then in like these past seasons too, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it is now, especially with how sweaty the lobbies are. But like, I wouldn't be scared to even go on and solo queue for an hour or two, like, once in a while. Like, now I'm legit scared to solo queue because if I solo queue and I get shitty teammates on my team, you lose so many points. Like, the amount of points you lose is just fucking crazy. It takes so long to build up points, but you can lose all your points in the span of maybe like 20 minutes if you get like a string of bad games where you just die, like either off drop or before the top 10. And even then, you still won't get much points, or you still get negative points, even if you make it to top 10 most times. And it's just, that's the real problem too. Like, it takes too much time to gain points, especially if you're somebody that doesn't have that much time to play the game. Like, if you can just sit on the game and play 24/7, maybe it's different. But if you're like me that only plays maybe 1 to like, maybe, it depends what day, but maybe 3-4 hours a day. Usually on the weekends I play a little bit more, but like in the weekdays I can maybe play like an hour or 2 per day just to go on and unwind, like towards the end of the day or whatever. But if you're somebody that just sits and plays the game 24/7, then maybe it's different. I don't know, but it just takes too long to rank up, and it's just too easy to lose points, and it's not easy to actually gain points. If you're putting into perspective, it's not worth gaining points, and it doesn't reward you enough for actually gaining points. It's kind of more of punishing than it actually is actually helpful. Like, I know it's not supposed to be easy. Like, I know ranked is not supposed to be easy, but there has to be a really good in between. And right now, it's just really one-sided. It's way too easy to lose points, and it's way too difficult to gain points, and that needs to be changed, or at least tweaked where it's a little bit more even. Like, I'm not saying ranked is supposed to be easy. I do like a challenge for ranked, or at least a little bit of a challenge. But at the same time, where it's almost fucking impossible to rank up, especially solo queue, with how much losers there currently is in solo queue, and it seems like it's pretty much me versus the world almost every single game. Or at least every other game. Once in a great while, you'll get decent teammates, you'll get some that are okay, but most of the time you're being paired against duos or like 3 stacks as a solo player, and with a team of solos, and it's just not fun. It really isn't. Or they just don't take it seriously, and like I said, they do the same shit I told you guys at the start of the video, where they'll just drop by themselves, or take a 1v3, die instantly, and then leave the game, or whatever it may be. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think of Apex Season 13 so far, especially for ranked? Like, for pubs, like, I still enjoy pubs. I think pubs are still good. It just depends for pubs. Like, if you stack in pubs, it's really sweaty. But I think for solos for pubs it's still kind of the same than last season. I haven't really seen too much change. At the start of the season, it was pretty sweaty, but I think a lot of those people that normally would be playing pubs just start at the start of the season that are more sweaty players. They kind of either stop or they moved on to ranked or something else, or just quit entirely playing anyways, because I know right now there's a lot of people that have just pretty much quit playing the game with how bad ranked is. And even pubs, like, a lot of people are experiencing pubs as being sweaty as ever too. And pubs are, like, don't get me wrong, you can sweat in pubs. That's whatever you want to do in pubs, you can do. But like, pubs aren't meant to be like ranked. I expect people to sweat in ranked and not in pubs. And you have people that are like 3 stacking like cancer comps and just fucking sweating in pubs. I don't know. At least for me though, like at least recently over the last 2 weeks, like solo pubs haven't been too bad. It could be way worse. It hasn't really been on the level of like how bad ranked has been, at least for me personally, but I'm sure other people have different experiences. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are having really sweaty pubs too, and your pub games are also really frustrating. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I'm sure pretty much a lot of people, like, there's been a lot of people that are actually just taking a break from the game too until like Split 2 to see if anything actually changes, or actually just kind of drop the game at this point too. A lot more players than normal, and it's actually a huge problem. It really is. Hopefully, Respawn and EA fixed it, because if it does not get fixed, what they don't understand is like the solo queue player base makes up a lot of their player base as well. Not everybody wants to duo or trio in ranks or even like in pubs. A lot of their player base is solos or trios players that just hop on for maybe like an hour or two a day and just want to play some matches, whether it be ranked or pubs. And it's really difficult for those type of players to actually play right now, and it's just not fun for them. And they're losing a lot of those type of players. Hopefully something changes drastically for this middle of the season. They said they're going to try to change some stuff, but they never really gave an insight on what's actually going to be changing so far, especially with ranked. So we'll find out, I guess, here in like a couple weeks. I think it's around, mid-June or at the end of June. We're supposed to be going over to Split 2 for World's Edge. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys enjoy the new ranked format? Do you guys hate it like I do? I hate it, especially for solo queue. It's awful. I don't mind it for trios. I think trios is probably the best it's ever been. But like for solo queue, it's really bad. It's awful. It's the worst it's ever been. It's borderline unplayable, and the majority of the time, it's not really even fun. You can't even carry by yourself anymore either. Like you can't even, especially if you get losers, like it's impossible to even do anything by yourself if you just don't have a team, or at least like one or two other people there, versus like a bunch of other 3 stacks and duos. It's just not possible. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If there's anything I forgot to mention, let me know as well. If you guys like these types of videos, leave a like, share the video, and subscribe if you are new. Really appreciate it. Got some more Apex stuff on the way. We do stream Apex, Paladins, a bunch of other stuff over here as well. So if that interests you, feel free to subscribe down below so you guys don't miss that. And I'll see you guys in a future video. Thanks for stopping by.